Are you a he for she? On April 9th, 2020, the IoT Day, Sudha Jamte and I will host a 4 hours live streaming event. We will dedicate that event to those women that was nominated by you for their work in IoT, IT, and AI. Thanks for being that awesome guy. My name is Roxy Stimson, Vice President and Chief Technology Officer at IoT World Labs.
Internet of Things makes our cars driverless, our homes connected, our cities smart, and factories run seamlessly. Artificial intelligence combined with IoT data is where the business value is created. Imagine yourself in the driverless world.
Hi, I'm Sudha Jamte. I teach IoT and autonomous vehicle business at Stanford Continuing Studies. I enjoy mentoring business leaders of all backgrounds and all industries to build mobility infrastructure and business transformation to get us ready for autonomous vehicles.
I hope to see you there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Sheri Bettine. I'm a hobbyist beekeeper and I'm starting an IoT project for putting sensors in the hive. But first I wanted to introduce you to my hives. And I live in Snohomish, Washington, along with my husband, and we became hobbyist beekeepers about 6 years ago. And these are our 3 hives. We've had up to 7 hives, and this year we probably will have more than 3. We often catch swarms in the summertime. We became concerned about the fate of the honeybee several years ago and wanted to become beekeepers to help manage the beehive population and to hopefully help it become stronger. So beekeepers manage bees so that we can keep them healthy in our managed hives. And part of implementing sensors in the beehive is to monitor the environmental conditions in the beehive so that we can see what are the conditions that promote healthier bees. We have observed over the years some beehives are healthier and some are less healthy, and we haven't been able to see exactly what were the conditions making some of them more healthy and some of them less healthy. So we're hoping to get more insight into that this year. We heard in the news that the beehive populations have been in decline since World War II or around the 50s. And there have been numerous causes documented for that. And there have been lots of efforts over the last 20 years to try and turn that around. And they haven't been that successful. So we're hoping technology can help us turn that around. And so the IoT in the hive is one of the ways that technology can try and help us out. So in other videos, we'll explore what we're doing to put IoT in the hive. Thank you. Hi, now I want to talk about the project I mentioned earlier. We want to install sensors into our beehive. And so we've been working with different sensors, which I have here. So let me talk you through the different sensors. Here we have a humidity and temperature sensor. Here we have a sound sensor. Here we have a liquid crystal display. Here is a push button that actually lights up the display so that you can see right now it is capturing sound, temperature, and humidity. And when you want to see it, it displays. You push the button and it displays. This right here is an Arduino unit. And the Arduino unit is connected to a Raspberry Pi unit. And that is actually the CPU that we use to program the Arduino. So all of these devices are connected to a board into the Arduino unit, and these are the sensors that we want to hook up into our beehive. So what do we need to do next? We need to figure out how we're going to encapsulate the sensors into the hive and protect the sensitive wires while still being able to collect up the data from the hive. So we have some ideas on that, and we are going to be testing that out. We are going to replicate this into 3 different hives, and that's what's next for us. One of the things we want to do is collect up the data that comes from this. These sensors write data to both the LCD display so that you can see what's going on at any particular time by pushing the button. So we could walk out to the hive and see what's going on when we do our hive inspections. And also it writes it to the serial monitor. I wrote a Python program for the Raspberry Pi that listens to the serial mon and collects up the data that it sends there, that the sensors send there, and writes it to a file so that we can pull the data in that file to do data analysis on, so we can see what is happening at the hive at various points in time over different days and weeks and months to see what's going on across the different hives. And as we monitor the hives, we can see which hives have been more successful and which hives have been less successful, and therefore know under what conditions more successful hives operated under. How did we get started? We got started with open source plans on the internet. We looked for different beehive solutions, my husband and we found a set of plans that we liked. We downloaded from the open source community and found the parts, ordered the parts, put them together, and worked through any issues that we found. They weren't perfect. We worked through the coding, went out to GitHub, had to get latest and greatest updated versions of code, and got it working.